Good day, everyone. My name's Alan Dennis. I'm the Senior Technology Manager Gold for Outotec, Metso Outotec globally. And it is indeed my pleasure this morning to interview Sue Mills, who's the processing manager from Fosterville Gold Mine in Victoria. Just as an introduction to Sue, although I'm sure a lot of you already know Sue, Sue is an experienced process engineering professional who's held senior technical and operational roles within the manufacturing, biotechnology, and mining sectors. With 25 years experience in the resource industry, she's currently a member of the senior management team at Fosterville Gold Mine. The specific interest in biomining, bioremediation, Sue provides leadership to a team that are recognized as being industry leaders in the operation of bacterial oxidation plants and the development of a number of innovative world-first technologies. As an advocate for operational excellence, Sue is passionate about creative thinking, promoting diversity and employment pathways in resources, and advocating for innovative and local manufacturing opportunities. Sue is quite famous. She's an award winner, being the finalist for Businesswoman of the Year in non-traditional areas of work, and has been recognized in 2020 as 2020's Exceptional Woman in Resources in the Victorian Women in Resources Awards. Congratulations, Sue. That's fantastic. Further to that, Sue holds a bachelor degree in materials and manufacturing engineering from University of Queensland and a graduate diploma in metallurgy and project management. Fantastic. I thought this morning I might just Google Fosterville quickly, seeing as we're interviewing Sue and she's coming from Fosterville. And the first point that came up, and that kind of stopped the whole Googling episode, was Fosterville is the lowest cost producer in the world in Q1 2020 at the fantastic cost of $313 per ounce. That is fantastic. I think let's get on. You guys want to hear from Sue. So Sue, can you explain a little bit about the growth of Fosterville over the past few years and what it's like to work at a mine site that has gone from a lowish grade to an incredibly high grade? So over to you, Sue.
Thanks, Alan. Yeah, it's an absolutely interesting story, and it's probably the most significant Victorian gold story in over 100 years, actually. So if we're going to put this into context for our listeners, with the discovery of the Swan ore body in 2016, we had that exponential growth in our mineral reserve. So we expanded from 244,000 ounces at around 7 grams per tonne of gold. That was at the end of 2015. And then by the end of 2018, we were up around the 2.7 million ounces at 31 grams per tonne of gold. So conversely, at the same time, our annual production increased from approximately 125,000 ounces per annum to greater than 619,000 ounces in the financial year ending 2019. And this was as the mine actually obviously had advanced into those higher grade zones. So yes, it's safe to say that Fosterville has transformed itself into one of the highest grade gold mines in the world. You said you Googled. It's interesting what you actually find when you Google yourself. And at the end of the last financial year, the mine was actually the third highest gold producer in Australia. And if we talk in terms of the most recent estimation of reserves, Kirkland Lake Gold is operating 2 of the richest gold mines in the world. So that's Metso, our sister plant in Ontario in Canada, and Fosterville here in the state of Victoria. So what I think is most interesting about this is, as miners, we know the stories of our history, and there are some synergies within the historical mining in central Victoria, where in the 1850s, the world's richest quartz reef was mined. And this hasn't actually been lost on us, the similarities here. So the gold rush in the 1850s helped build what they called Marvellous Melbourne. And now in 2020, we found ourselves in a similar outlook. So we're looking to contribute to our local economy, but this time in a post-COVID recovery. So when you ask what it's like to work at Fosterville, well, firstly, I would say as a metallurgist, it's a dynamic operation to work with. So it's varied in the mineralogy and some exceptionally unique technologies. But I would also say it was humbling. So it's humbling to be in such a unique position to be able to promote a story of success for our local region and also in resources as well. I think I have to pinch myself occasionally because we have grown from an operation of approximately 250 people in 2010, which is when I first started here, to a site that now employs over 613 people. So we're a drive-in, drive-out operation on the outskirts of Bendigo, and the majority of our employees are actually local. So there's that connection with the community, which is very important to us. I think it's a great feeling to be able to promote our local resource sector and move Central Victoria into what is basically becoming the next gold rush. So yeah, no, it's a great opportunity to be able to work here at Fosterville, and I think that's, to me, the essence of what it feels like to be here.
That's fantastic, Sue. I'm sure there's been a lot of unique challenges that you guys have gone through, especially with that increase in gold grade. Would you like to comment on some of this and the rapid growth?
Yeah, it's easy to say that the biggest challenge actually has been change itself. So this is not only in the context of the rapid growth, but also how, as operators, we have had to adapt. So we've had to adapt to the changes in the geochemistry. So we've gone from sulfide refractory material into a more gravity gold host. Our growing workforce, of course, and the emphasis on building strong team relationships, not only among ourselves as the workforce has grown, but also industry partners as well. So for me, one of the hardest challenges as a processing manager has been ensuring that the changes in our expectations are well communicated and that the competencies of our growing workforce are maintained, especially as we've introduced quite a few new circuits over the past few years. So if I recap on that, over the past 2 years, we've introduced 4 new circuits in our processing plant. So we have a mine water treatment plant. We have a new state-of-the-art gold refinery and elution circuit, an ASTA water treatment facility. So an ASTA facility is designed to degrade thiocyanate and cyanide species from leach waters. And also, of course, our paste plant facility as well. So metallurgically, the site has become quite complex. Our original ore source was hosted in a sulfide refractory body. So our circuits were developed around recovering gold using a bacterial oxidation process. But then to contend with the colloidal gold content and also contaminants such as antimony and native carbons that we also have in our ore body, we implemented some world first technologies as well. And one of these was the heated leach circuit, which is now marketed by Outotec, as you would know, Alan, as high-tech. And this process actually is almost, well, it is. It's an elution type process whereby we can actually desorb gold off native carbon and actually recover it and send it through the circuit. And this is actually being used successfully not only by ourselves, but also by Nord Gold in Kazakhstan as well. And these improvements alone allowed us to increase our gold recoveries from 75% to around 85%. But then as we mined deeper, ore body changed further. So we saw that increasing percentage of the gravity recoverable gold. And then in order to improve the operating efficiency, maintain our recoveries, and improve on unit costs, we actually installed a gravity circuit within our primary grinding circuit. And this was closely followed by the state-of-the-art gold refinery that I mentioned. So 75 to 90% of our gold is recoverable by gravity. And this sees us table around about an average of 139 kilos of gold per day. And the purity of our gold is around 94%. And the remainder is actually predominantly silver. So these design improvements saw our recoveries improve further. And year to date, our average plant recovery now sits closer to 99%. So the use of BIOX at Fosterville combined with the gravity circuit certainly brings an element of uniqueness to the operation. So aside from blending those high grades to achieve a maximum recovery, we also need to maintain a minimum percentage of sulfide feed to keep the bacterial oxidation circuit operational. Without BIOX, we actually can't run our processing mill. So there lies a challenge with blend management as well. And so it's one of the most critical aspects of our plant is understanding that the geochemical properties of our ore.
Wow, it certainly is an exciting journey, Sue. Can you maybe tell us and give us an idea of what are the latest processing achievements being seen at Fosterville and what further opportunities still exist?
Yeah, sure, Alan. Our focus at Fosterville is actually to increase our throughput to meet mill capacity. So after a few years of extensive capital growth through the development of our processing circuits, we're now entering into an exciting phase of process optimization. So we're also seeing ongoing potential in extensive in-mine and district exploration as well. Another key focus for us will be, as speaking from my metallurgical cap here, we'll be maintaining our high plant recoveries. So there's rather extraordinary precedent that's been set there. And if we return to a higher percentage of sulfide refractory material, we would want to ensure that our practices are maintained to as high a standard as possible. So, Alan, I actually have a question for yourself. Spoken about the technologies at Fosterville. So, we have a unique relationship with Outotec. We have the bacterial oxidation process with Biox. We have got the Aster plant, which we're currently commissioning at the moment, and we've also this shared knowledge in the development of the high-tech process. What else do you see coming from Outotec in the future?
Thanks for that question, Sue. I think in the Biox field, we've been doing a lot of work on agitation recently, and more specifically on putting a profiled bottom into the bottom of agitators of tanks. And what that does is it gives us quite an improvement in energy efficiency. So we're looking at making it a bit more of a green project for agitation. We can probably reduce energy by anywhere 15 to 20% in a typical tank farm. Further on that, we're doing a lot of looking at a lot of automation, looking at analyzing gold at much lower values than we were doing previously. And we launched a gold analyzer that can go down to about 0.2 grams per ton gold. So it's an online analyzer on the total tails. And I think that, in summary, with the time we've got, is a good sort of summary of where we're going. And once again, Sue, just thanks for the opportunity to interview you and see what's happening at Fosterville Gold. It's been great. Thanks very much. And thanks for that question. I wasn't expecting it.
Right.
Surprise. Thanks very much. Bye.
Thank you, Alan.